Because what we're talking about next is still
is
fairly related.
Still fairly related to The Witcher, so I'm just going to gush about The Witcher a little bit more. So one of the main arguments that I've seen, and even on Facebook, someone even asked me the question. They're like, is The Witcher better than Skyrim? And I had posted on there, I was like, well, actually, I've never played Skyrim, but I said The Witcher 3 is one of the best RPGs I've ever played, because I just happened across a free code for the Blood and Wine.
Oh yeah, I saw your post about
Dude,
that.
GameStop, the Blood and Wine expansion passes with the Gwent card decks in it went down to a penny, and they sold me one for a penny. You know, and maybe it would have been better if I had waited instead of buying it, but I was able to give the code to a friend of mine that wanted to play it, so it's all good, and I got the card decks, which was really what I was after.
Yeah, like you and I could just go play a game
we
of
can
Gwent
go play Gwent right now if we wanted to, but
all right, hang on.
We've got to do the podcast.
No, hang on. Okay, and we're back. We just played our first game of Gwent.
And I kicked your ass.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. But anyway, I digress. So I've been saying on this podcast pretty much since the beginning, since the special edition of Skyrim has been announced. I was like, it's not a game that I'd gotten into. I know a lot of people that are into it. I've never played an Elder Scrolls game until I played Elder Scrolls Online. And I was like, after the special edition comes out, I'm going to get it. Well, I found it at one of our local game trade-in stores that wasn't GameStop,
right,
for about $30. So I picked it up. I just got my tax return. I've been spending some money. The special edition,
new with all the DLC and all that stuff. $30.
$30.
Nice.
And
that just came out not that long ago.
But it didn't even come out at full price. And if it did, it dropped down pretty quick, because you can already get it for like $40 at Walmart brand new.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's not something. And really, how much money do they expect to squeeze out of that one game that's like, what, 6-7 years old?
It's pretty old.
So here's what I have to say as far as the Witcher versus Skyrim debate, because I've spent quite a lot of time in Skyrim. Witcher is better. Hands down. First of all, even in the special edition of Skyrim, very much looks like PS3 style graphics to me.
Really?
The Witcher is a much more beautiful game. Now, what I did do, especially on the PS4 edition, they actually give you the option of using mods, which is still very limited as opposed to playing it on a PC. And I understand that there's a lot of mods that make the PC game look fucking awesome. I'm talking about PS4 here.
Right.
PC Master Race, so go fuck yourselves. But I downloaded some mods that, add some like shadow effects and rain and snow effects and some like high contrast and stuff to make it look brighter and more colorful. And to an extent that helps, but still, like, some of the textures and it still looks very much like a PS3 game, just maybe cleaned up a little bit. If they had done a complete from the ground up overhaul of the game, it could be better. The voice acting is shit compared to The Witcher. The storyline in there is kind of hard to follow. There's, so much stuff going on in Skyrim that it's just like, what the fuck is going on? Some of the quests seem a little generic. It's like a bandit. Go kill him. Go kill the bandit chief and get this reward. I mean, I'm sure that there's some great quests that I haven't even... And I barely even scratched the surface of Skyrim
Of course, no.
But I will tell you
people spending, again, hundreds of hours in Skyrim over the past 6 years is...
But by the amount of time I've spent in Skyrim, if you put that up to the amount of time I spent from the beginning of Witcher to where I'm at right now with hours played in Skyrim, I was way more invested in The Witcher at that point. And I think the reason why is because in Skyrim you have so much freedom to just do whatever. You can just ignore the main storyline altogether and go do all these other things and quests and everything. And then you've got the mods that open up that whole other world of like user created quests and new areas to explore. But with The Witcher, it's very much a story about Geralt. It's not a story about your character that you created and named and choose his race and adjust his eyebrows and nose size and all that kind of stuff.
And become the Dragonborn.
Right.
Yeah.
In The Witcher, it's very much the story of The Witcher. And they do such a good job of just drawing you into that world and that narrative, because it's telling a specific story. I think you can get as many, at least on the vanilla version of Skyrim, you can get as many hours in The Witcher 3, even without the 2 DLCs, as you would in playing through the main story of Skyrim. But the story of The Witcher is so much more compelling to me. It's beautiful. The combat in The Witcher, head over heels above Skyrim. Skyrim, it's just point and swing your axe or sword or shoot a spell at it. In The Witcher, there's like, certain dodging moves, and you can, it's a lot more involved. And a lot more, especially if you play The Witcher on the ultra hard settings, it's more like Dark Souls style gameplay.
Right.
Yeah. So I gotta say, man,
hands down,
The Witcher. Now I'm still gonna play through some Skyrim. I'm gonna spend some time on this game.
Of course.
Maybe I'll give an update. Yeah, we'll update it, revisit it. Maybe I will have changed my mind. But honestly, I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Anytime soon.
Because you are also still, enveloping your entire world with Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah.
Because you're still reading the books.
Oh, yeah.
And you will continue reading those until you're done. And you'll play Skyrim here and there in between that.
Right.
But you're still going to be all about The Witcher.
It's just such a great story, and you get to be that character. And the fact that there's so much like backstory out there, like I could probably, my PC is kind of old, but I could probably run the first game on there. And if I can find someone, locally willing to let me borrow their 360, I would definitely pick up The Witcher 2 and play it. Which
I told you, like, you can borrow it and you can try to make it work.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, hey, what's it doing? What's the problem with it? Does it not read discs?
Yeah,
Is it just does it turn on?
It turns on.
Well,
it just doesn't read discs.
Maybe I'll give you some money and you can buy it and download it onto it.
Yeah, maybe.
And then you can play it too.
I actually rented it a couple of years ago. I couldn't get more than an hour into it.
What? It's such a good game, dude.
No, The Witcher 2.
I know, but I mean, I've heard it's really good too.
I've heard that The Witcher 3 is just leaps and bounds better, and it's still taking me a little bit to get into.
Witcher 3 is leaps and bounds better than most games I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
And I might sound like a big fanboy, but damn it, dude, I am just totally sold on this. I can't wait. Like, I know that there's a movie in development, dude. I can't wait for that shit. I'm reading all the books. I want to find, like, there's comic book series of it. I want to get those. I want, like, action figures and shit. I want, like, everything. Like, and that's how I am. When I get into something, dude, I get obsessed.
Yeah.
You've seen my Risk collection.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so, this is my new
your
obsession.
New obsession.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's a good one to have, I think.
It's not bad. There's a lot of stuff to just dive into in the Witcher universe.
All right. That being said, what is your opinion? Witcher versus Skyrim.
Oh, I can see so many Skyrim fanboys leaving us hate comments.
Let us know. Let us know. Witcher versus Skyrim. All right, let's move on.